Hello guys, my name is Brandon. I have been asked by a lot of my friends and a lot of different people that view my profile to do a stretching video. So I went ahead and put together a 20-minute stretch, which is something that I do before the gym all the time, or I will do it at home if I'm about to dance or anything like that. So, or at least I try to as much as I can. It is a head to toe stretch instead of a toe to head stretch, which really just means that we're starting with our head and working all the way down to our feet. So, it is meant to be a follow along video, but you could really pick apart the video and use as needed. So if you woke up that day and like your neck is hurting or your lower back is hurting, then you can just do those parts of the video. It doesn't have to be the full 20 minutes. This is really just so that like if you are on your way to work or you're already at work or you're somewhere where you can't just like actively put down a yoga mat and do your thing for 20 minutes, then you can go ahead and just pick apart the video as needed. Okay, so let's go ahead and get started. All right, let's get right into it. So chin to chest, we're going to do 3 full rotations to either side with your head going full circle all the way around. So you're going to do 3 to the right and then go ahead and do 3 to the left. 2, 3. Make sure you're doing full rotations and that chin is always coming back to the chest. You're going to clasp your hands together, bring them behind your head, and let gravity take your head down. Then you're going to look up and open into T position with your elbows, making sure a full chest is open to the sky. Bring the elbows back in, reverse the process, and go all the way down to a full cat stretch. You can go ahead and sit in the stretch as long as you'd like. It is a nice feeling stretch. Do a little head up just as a sun salutation, and then bring your head back down to get back into the stretch. Put your elbows down and lead with your chest to a full seal stretch, and make sure that your chin goes all the way up, nose to sky. Reverse the full process and bring everything back to the cat stretch. Then we're going to bring our body all the way back. Walk your hands back and sit on your knees. We're going to do little head tilts. Bring your head to the left, ear to shoulder. And then we're going to look to the left and bring chin to shoulder. Now we're going to reverse that and do it the same exact on the other side. So bring your hand up, grab the side of your head, a little head tilt to the right, and then after about 4 seconds, then you're going to look all the way to the right and do a chin to shoulder. Hold for about 4 seconds. Next, we're going to put our palms on the ground and stretch up into a downward dog pose. Butt all the way to the sky and your nose as close as you can get them to your knees. Press those shoulders in and hold that stretch for as long as you feel necessary. Walk your hands back to your feet, clasp your hands behind your ankles, and try to press even tighter in. We're going to go ahead into a sitting chair pose. Hands all the way up, make sure that you're fully in line, and then we're going to straighten our knees and drop to a flat back. Hold that flat plank and just guide yourself very slowly down all the way back to clasp behind your ankles. You're going to release those ankles, and now we're going to do a body roll up, making sure that your knees stay together and your heels are pressing down to the ground, and that your chin is connected to your chest and head is the very last thing to come up. Reverse the process and work your way all the way back down. Hold onto your ankles, and then if needed, you can do a little neck stretch, a little wobble to the sides, just to get that decompression in there. Come down to chicken nugget pose, and then we're going to do a right runner's lunge. If you have the balance, then go ahead and bring your hands to your knees and bring all the way out to a T stretch. Then we're going to do a lateral stretch all the way to the side. Maintain the T position. If you cannot do this part, that is okay. And then bring yourself back to center. Hold for about 4 seconds before bringing that back knee down. Getting a little deeper of a stretch, nice in the hip, and then bring your hands up to a broken T with your elbows, making sure that that chin is as high as you can get it. Now we're going to sit back into our heel, making sure to use our arms for balance if needed, and stretch over that flexed foot. Hold for about 4 seconds before pointing the foot, and then trying to get even deeper inside of that stretch. Get as flat as you can before we get out and go back to the runner's lunge. Now we're going to go butt to the sky, and we're going to go into a triangle position. Bringing that nose as close as you can to the knee and stretch behind yourself if you can. If not, then just keep your hands right next to your foot. We're going to go ahead and flex that front foot and then sit back while we bend that back knee to get into an even deeper hamstring stretch, making sure to keep that nose connected to your knee. Go back to triangle, and then we're going to flip over to our middle triangle. We're going to begin by putting our nose as close as we can to that right leg. Hold the stretch, and then go to middle triangle. Press in as flat as you can. If you have the ability, go ahead and use your hands to reach back behind you as far as you can. Keep pulling and keep flattening. Then we're going to go to the left leg and make sure that that nose is as close to that knee as possible. Hold that stretch before coming back to center, and then we're going to do a decompression stretch where we hold our elbows and just sway side to side. One more little stretch wherever you need it before going to the opposite triangle. And then we're going to reverse the whole process. To deepen the stretch, you can use your arms and reach back behind you just like we did on the other side, and bring your nose as close as you can to that knee. Once you have stretched fully into that one, then go ahead and flex that front foot and bend the back knee to get an even deeper hamstring stretch. Release both of those and straighten both knees so that we can come back to our triangle before guiding our heel back so that we can sit into that runner's lunge. Again, test for balance by bringing your arms out to a T position. Same lateral stretch to the side, making sure that your head goes with you. Look all the way side and stretch even deeper by pressing down into the ground. Then bring your hands back and drop that back knee down. Bring your hands up to that broken T position, chin up, and press those hips forward. Then come up, making sure to use your arms for balance, and use your arms to press forward, forward, forward while you sit back, back, back. Sit on your heel and stretch over that flex foot for about 4 seconds before pointing that foot and trying to get an even deeper, flatter stretch in. Once you hold for about an 8 count, then come back up to your runner's lunge. Now we're going to move back to our knees for this part so that we can work on our arm stretches. We're going to bring that left arm all the way across our chest, making sure it's as straight as possible and pressing in, in, in. If you can, bring your chin over to your shoulder to give it that extra stretch, and then we're going to do the other side. I did get a little minimally distracted by my roommate that was coming in, but after holding for about an 8 count, then bring your arm all the way back behind your head and stretch. bringing that chin up, making sure that your chin is not connected to your chest on this part, and then roll your hand back down, and then do the other arm all the way back behind your head. Stretch, big stretch, chin up. Hold for about an 8 count. And then release the arm back down. Then I do a little head up and a little head down just to stretch the spine out a little bit before moving to my butt for the next part. So on this part, we're gonna do a leg stretch on either side. First, we're going to needle the thread of your arm through the bottom of that leg, and while holding, you're going to alternate to either side for 4 rotations, and then straighten that leg up. Hold as close to the ankle as you can, and bring that leg closer to your nose. Hold that for about an 8 count before flexing back down, and then threading that arm through the front, and just kind of cradling your leg as close to your chest as you can get it, and then do a couple of flex and points to stretch out that ankle and those metatarsals, and then bring the leg back up as close as you can to your nose. Hold that stretch in, and then release the leg to test for balance. Hold for as long as you can before moving to the next part. I'm gonna release those arms down when I'm ready, palms to the floor, hike the hips up, and then guide myself to my back. Holding that leg and securing that leg in and as close to my nose as I can get it before bringing it all the way over to the side. Flex that foot and then straighten that bottom leg. Hold and balance. Point when you're ready, and then very slowly bring that leg all the way down and connect it to your other one. Passe the leg, a little stretch here, and then passe back for a lower back stretch. Twist to the side, and then if you can and feel comfortable, bring that chin over to the other side, so the opposite side that the knee is facing. Come back up, and then we're going to do a full pike stretch forward. Holding those ankles or those feet as your flexibility allows you. Point the feet when you're ready, and then get even deeper into the stretch, making sure that your nose is as close to those knees as possible. Now we're going to sit back onto our butt and do the other side. So we're just going to alternate everything that we already did on the other leg. So 4 rotations to either side. And like I said, the stretching can be modified as needed, just kind of depending on what your legs or your body needs. I felt like this side needed a little bit more of that ankle rotation, so I went ahead and just did 3 more to either side, and then 2, and then 1, 1, 1, 1, 1. Needle through and bring that leg as close to your chest as possible, and then go ahead and do some flexing and pointing. Point, flex, point, flex. And then straighten that leg back to the front and press it close, close, close to your nose. Let go and test for balance. Then use your palms to help you guide yourself back down all the way to your back, and then make sure that you're still stretching and straightening that knee, pressing the leg as close as you can to your nose before guiding it back over to the side. Release for balance when you're ready and straighten that bottom leg. Point the foot when you're ready, and then then after about an 8 count, go ahead and slowly guide that leg back to your other heel to do a passe stretch, flex foot, knee to chest. Back to passe and twist over, and then chin looks over to the other side that you're not having your knee on. Head back, and then one final big pike stretch. Going over those flex feet, holding as long as you can before straightening those toes and pressing that nose as close as you can to the knees. All the way back down. And now we're going to do some hip flexor stretches. By alternating each hip down in whole beats and then doing the same thing up in whole beats, count for 4 before doing half beats down and then half beats up. Raise those arms and bring them all the way back behind your ears. And then we're going to do a spine stretch very slowly, doing each one of the lumbars all the way down, hips being last, before we stretch all the way open into our full split position facing the sky. Try to press those legs down so that you can get an even deeper stretch and make sure that your hips are nice and flexed. Release from that stretch as needed before going back to your butt in a crisscross applesauce position. And then we're going to rotate our head just to release our spine from all that floor work. Next, we'll be moving on to our split stretch. So you're going to go ahead and straddle those legs out. Bring your arms over your head and go to either side. This is going to stretch our obliques. Once you do about 8 of those, then you're going to go ahead and point and flex, alternating the foot. So I point at the one that I'm looking at and I flex the one that I'm reaching towards. After doing that for about 8, then we're going to go ahead and do full stretches to either side, reaching each. After 8, reach over then to the left leg. Test the balance with both arms. Get nice and deep into that stretch. Use your foot if you need to get deeper. And then you're going to come halfway up to rotate forward. Now our chest is going to be facing our knee. And when you feel ready, go ahead and do that test for balance and bring yourself back to center before starting back over. 8 reaches or so. And then stretch your way over to the right leg. Double hand test for that balance. And then sit even deeper into that stretch before going halfway up and facing that leg once more so that you can get a full front stretch to that leg. Chest to knee, head as close as you can to your knee as well, holding and pressing, testing for balance, and then coming back up to center. Alright guys, now bear with me on this home stretch here. You're gonna walk your hands down and try to get as close as you can to a floor straddle, making sure that you're flat and flush against the ground. Hold that for about an 8 count or 2 8 counts. Really a full minute would be great, but if you can't and you're not feeling that flexible that day, then that's okay too. You can either flex your feet or point them. Pointing them does give you a deeper stretch. Once you feel nice and ready, go ahead and bring those legs back and straighten them. Bring your butt back and go ahead and sit onto your ankles. And then we're just going to give ourselves a little decompression stretch here by re-tilting our head to either side and making sure that you have that last little bit of relaxation before the stretch is all done. Thank you so much for following along with me, and I hope that this video helps you in your daily life, just stretching whenever you need, or even just picking it apart and using the parts that you need. And again, thank you so much. Please leave a comment as what you would like to see in the next video.